Today I thought it would be fun to do my makeup routine for a couple reasons. I have changed my makeup routine up so much in the last few weeks. I want to chat. And also I needed a video. But without further ado, let's get into my makeup routine. It's currently 5:13 p.m. In case you're wondering why I'm doing my makeup right now, I am going to be going out to happy hour with a new friend group, which we can talk about first. But let's roll up the sleeves and get this makeup on the road. Lately, I've been using the Glow from e.l.f. This is my favorite because I think it really evens out the tone of my face and adds a nice glow. And I feel like I wear less makeup with this on. But anyways, so I'm going out tonight with some of my friends. These are some friends that I've made throughout Greek week. I feel like last year I did make some new friends, but this year especially, I just branched out so much and I'm genuinely so proud of myself. I have a whole new friend group out of this that I didn't think was gonna blossom the way that it did, but this is applied, so let's move into the face. If I am going for more coverage, like maybe I just have like a lot of breakouts going on, or it's like more of kind of like a full glam look. Ooh, I just got a text. Sorry, that was an important text. I'm not gonna use it tonight just because it's a chill happy hour with my friends. So I'm gonna go straight in with concealer. I use two concealers. I have the e.l.f. Hydro Camo Concealer. I use this to spot conceal. That's all I'm spot concealing. I try to just spot conceal the bigger areas that I want to spot conceal. I don't really try and spot conceal the smaller areas. I feel like the big areas are what makes the small areas look worse than they are. So that is all I'm doing for this concealer. This is in the shade Light Ivory, in case anyone's wondering. Then I use the She Glam concealer in Fair, and I use this under my eyes and right there. I don't really know what that's called. So I'm gonna let the areas being spot concealed sit for a second, but I'm gonna go ahead and blend my eyes. So while I'm blending this, we can talk about what I've been up to lately, because I feel like most of my videos lately haven't really been in super real time. I had Greek week, but other than that, I've just been focusing on school, and also I'm trying to get a summer internship. By the time you're watching this, there's probably a week left of school, so I don't know if I ended up getting an internship by the time you're watching this, but there's one place that I really liked. I'm not gonna share where, obviously, but there's one place that I really liked and I hope I get it. I actually just had my final interview with them today. This coming Monday, at the time that I'm filming this, I will know if I got the internship or not. In full transparency, I feel like my mental health is low-key taken a huge toll. However, now that my biggest responsibilities this semester are done, I feel like I can kind of breathe again than the rest of my face. So that's literally everything I do for coverage. So now we're gonna move into like little embellishments that I do for my face. So for contour, I'm gonna use the Milk Makeup Sculpt Stick in Toasted. I'm using the back of my concealer brush and I just put it on my forehead, or on the temples of my forehead. I don't like how I look with cool tone makeup, and this Sculpt Stick, this is a nice neutral bronzer, if that makes sense. I always put more on one side than the other, and then I have to even it out. And then I'm gonna take some more and actually contour with it. And I like to blend it up. I have a round face, so I think that blending it out to my ear and then blending it up around the back of my cheek kind of contours it better. Genuinely so excited for summer break. I will not be living in the sorority house over the summer. I will be living on campus in an on-campus apartment, which I've never lived in one of the on-campus apartments. I used to live in the dorms when I was a freshman. Exciting to see how that's gonna be. I'm also gonna put a little bit under my chin just to add some dimension. That is all. Oh no, I lied. That's not all for contour. And then in the fall, I'll be moving back into my sorority house. Now I'm gonna do nose contour, little V shape, and then I'm gonna go over just like that. I don't know if that made any sense. And then the leftovers on my brush are gonna go down the sides of my nose. So I connect it to my eyebrow because I do have a really short nose. Elongates it a little bit, and it gives me a really cute little button nose that I kind of need to blend better. There we go. It's really cute. And then I take a little bit more on this brush and I put it under my lip, and that kind of gives the illusion of a pouty lip. I feel like in the last few weeks I've been working a lot more on the embellishment sides of makeup versus the coverage sides, if that makes sense. This is the She Glam Sunbeam Shimmer Liquid Bronzer. I have it in Gold Sun, and I'm just gonna put a couple dots on each side of my forehead. I love this color so much, and I love how beautiful this product blends. It is so pretty. Look at that. And I feel like my skin just looks so glowy with it. I do think that this is what I get the compliments for. This product is just so beautiful. And then I'm gonna put a little bit on the high points of my cheeks cheeks, this is the new thing that I've been doing. And this is what I've been getting compliments on. So I start by just blending it, where you blend bronzer, and then I bring in the excess to the high point of this part of my cheek. And then I blend it back out. And I love it so much. I think that this makes my makeup look so much better because it just makes me look more tan. And that's the goal. So now moving into powder. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder filter. I'm using Fair Neutral Cool. I'm gonna start with a tiny little fluffy brush so I can make sure that my eyelids are set, because those are always the first things on my face to crease. And then I'm gonna press some underneath my eyes. Also, I did not explain this, but I'm taking the powder, I put it down my cheek and then on my lower part of my jawline, or on my jawline, and then I'm gonna put some on my chin and then set the under part of my face. Whatever's left over, I sweep across my nose, but not on the tip of my nose. And that's all I do for powder. I don't put powder right here because I'm gonna put bronzer there. This is the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer in Buttercup. And then I'm gonna take this little brush, I'm gonna dip it in, and I'm gonna sweep this across my nose and then under my lip. I'm gonna take another fluffy brush, swirl it in again, and this time it's gonna go on my lids. And I like to bring it out to the tip of my eyebrow because then it's gonna meet up the rest of the bronzer that I add onto my face. So I blended out all the bronzer on my little smaller focal points. I'm actually gonna add the excess on the sides of my nose just to add some dimension back in. There's a dog barking outside. Now I'm gonna take a big brush, tap it in, and I'm just gonna go over the areas that I put the liquid bronzer, bring it in a little bit. I don't know if I said this already, but I don't like blush on myself personally. My cheeks naturally get kind of red, so that's why. And then whatever's left over I can just put under my chin and I drag it down my neck. That is bronzer. Last step before we go in with brows and mascara and lips is we're gonna do highlight. Highlight is one of my new favorite steps in my makeup routine. I've been doing this, but before I was doing it with a powder highlight. Now I do it with a liquid highlight, and I think it looks even better. This is the SheGlam Glow Bloom Liquid Highlighter in Vanilla Frost, and I get the excess off because a lot comes out. And I take a little dot on the tip of my nose, and then I just blend that part in with my finger because I want the warmth of my finger to melt it into my makeup so it doesn't just look like I put highlighter on my nose. Duh. And I try and keep it on the upper part of my nose. I try not to bring it down too much. It's so cute. I love doing that. Do I need more? I think I'm good. Sometimes I get a little highlighter blind on my nose. Now I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna dip it on the applicator, and then I'm gonna put it on the inner corners of my eyes. I love this step because I think it makes my eyes pop a little bit more. I'll just put a little bit more on the tip of my nose. Why not? I'll put a little on the bridge of my nose. Cute. So now before I continue, we're going to spray my face with setting spray. This is the NYX Bear With Me Prime Set and Refresh 8-hour setting spray. I really want to try the one size setting spray, but I don't know if I want to pay for it. My makeup is almost completely dry, so I'm going to do my brows. This is the SheGlam, I don't even know what name it is, Set Me Up brow gel. It's just a clear brow gel. I really like it. It keeps my brows locked and loaded. My coworker just texted me and asked me who I am going to happy hour with because I'm going to my place of employment. But I just sweep this through my brows and brush my brow hairs in place. They're thick and they're unruly, so they need to be tamed. So I'm gonna do my mascara off camera because I am not good at mascara on camera, but I'll tell you what I do. I use the Shiseido lash curler, then I use the SheGlam, what is this one called? All-in-one volume and length mascara in waterproof black. This stuff is so good. One side is a lengthening side and then the other side is the volume side. It's really, really good. I really like it, so I'll do that part off camera. We can do this part on camera though. I actually got this today and I really, really like it, so I do see myself using it every day. This is the NYX Plumping Lip Liner Crayon. I have mine in Pinkjection. Freaking love it. It's so freaking good. So what I do is I line my lower lip just like that, and then I also will put it on my upper lip and outline. Alright, the makeup is all done. I can definitely feel the burn from this lip liner and I freaking love it. With that said, it was so nice doing my makeup with y'all today, but I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!